Y'all, it's a lot of scamming going on in these streets. People are getting scammed out of their properties on a regular. Whether you own a home, plan on owning a home, or renting a home, you need to be aware of squatter scams. There seems to be a growing issue with that, especially with the rise of foreclosures, abandoned properties. For those of you who may be unfamiliar, squatter scams is people or groups of people fraudulently taking over a vacant property and living in it without the permission of the owner. These scams often use fake documents or forged signatures to gain access to the property. They may even change the locks, making it difficult for actual owners to regain control of their own property. Not only do these scammers cause financial stress for the owners, but they also create safety hazards in the neighborhood. I mean, just think about it. How would you feel if you find out some squatters took over your neighbor's house? I would definitely feel some type of way and very uncomfortable. These squatters typically do not pay for utilities. They don't keep up on the maintenance of your house. They are literally leeching off of you. So recently, an Arizona man's home was sold without his consent while he was on the road traveling for work. This scammer forged documents, found a buyer, and sold the property. Closed on the property, got paid, and everything. Child, I'm getting mad just thinking about it, because no, this is just wild. Like, I have so many questions. Then, in another incident, a Maryland couple was in the process of selling their home. They had it cleaned out, market ready, a lockbox on the property, and someone broke in, took the key out of the lockbox, and rented the property out to tenants and pocketed the rents, of course. They literally forged their signature and signed leasing docs with this tenant. Like, can you just imagine? Like, properties are expensive, especially on the West Coast. Arizona, it's expensive to live there as well. So can you imagine going to work, doing your travels, coming home and your property is sold? Like, what? Coming home to a sold sign on your property and you were not involved at all in this transaction? Or in the case of the Maryland couple, having your realtor call you and say some people are in your house and they said they're renting it out and you were not involved at all. Like, I hope them people just leave. I mean, I get that you paid your rent, for the month. So I hope by the end of the month, once you've got your money's worth, you just leave, because obviously it was a scam. So why would you want to stay there? Like, come on now. Like, the right thing to do would be to leave, but times is hard. People are struggling to find places to live, so they want to stay parked. But it's like, that's not your, no, I didn't sign a lease with you. This is my house and I don't want you here because I'm trying to sell it. So can you just leave? Like, I hope they just leave, because it's like, come on now. The worst part is these situations can cause a tedious and possibly long legal battle in court that can take time and money. And it's crazy because it's like, hello, this is my house that I paid for. What is there to even think about? What is there for the judges to even discuss? So how do we prevent this from happening to us? How do we protect ourselves from falling victim to these types of scams? This is definitely something you want to prevent from even happening to begin with, because nobody got time to be going back and forth about a property that is clearly yours. First, get a ring door camera or something similar, some type of alarm system, and make sure it's connected to an app on your phone. We have lots of technology-friendly alarm systems out there. These ring door cameras have been catching a lot of crazy things right on camera. I'm sure you guys have seen the craziness that these cameras have captured. And make sure you're actually paying attention to the activities taking place on these cameras on your phone. I recently had an incident. I was getting into my seller's property, and I had to run back to the car to get the code, and the alarm was going off for a long time. Not to mention it was literally dogs barking outside. It was just so hectic, very stressful. But the seller was not even aware that this was taking place, and she had the app on her phone. So you guys have to make sure you're actually paying attention to the activities that is taking place at your house when you're not there on your camera on your phone. Second, whether you're in the process of selling a vacant property or leaving to go on vacation for a week plus, Always have someone keeping an eye on your property, checking on your property. It won't hurt to become friends with your neighbor, see if they be willing to help you keep an eye on your property while you're gone, especially if you have neighbors that are retired, nosy. You can use that to your advantage. I'm sure they'd love to assist you or help you out. My third tip would be to never stop learning. Make sure you are familiar with real estate laws in your state, especially about squatters, possession, landlord tenant laws, etc. I always recommend paying your mortgage on time, paying your property taxes. Make sure you are paying your mortgage, and more importantly, make sure you are paying your property taxes. Keep an eye on tax payments, and if someone is trying to pay your property taxes on your behalf without your consent. Here in California, there is a such thing as adverse possession, where someone can claim ownership of your property after paying your property taxes for 5 years. And in some states, it's 10 years. But yes, keep an eye on these types of things, because the economy isn't doing well. People will become more desperate. Housing is becoming more and more expensive. People are losing their jobs. The economy is in a very bad place right now. So people are going to get desperate. They're going to be on the lookout for ways to survive. So let's make sure we're protecting our assets. Keep an eye on your property somehow, especially when you're not around, and don't get caught slipping, and don't take your possessions for granted. We work hard for the things that we have, so let's make sure we're working hard to keep those things.